Stand firm, filled with confidence and courage. Hold steadfast to your convictions. And throughout the entire journey, never forget to smile and savor every step. Charles R. Swindoll. A life philosophy distilled from the hard knocks of time. Steadfastness is when we anchor our heart in the heart of the storm, refusing to let gossip or fleeting failures sweep us away like wind flipping a fragile page. Faith is the quiet ember burning in the heart, lighting up paths that once seemed forever dark. Courage is never loud or showy. It is silent like roots gripping deep into the earth, holding the tree tall against the fiercest gales. Holding firm to your convictions means knowing exactly who you are and where you are headed, so you never lose yourself in the rushing currents of life. Yet that journey would feel so dry and rigid without the warmth of a smile. A smile is the flower blooming on your lips beneath the blazing sun, the drop of honey that soothes the bitterest days. Enjoying the journey does not mean forgetting the destination, but cherishing every single step, listening to your heart race with joy when you overcome a challenge, or smiling softly at a peaceful afternoon. When we live with that spirit, no road feels too long, and no hardship feels heavier than a passing cloud. And in the end, what remains is not only the destination, but a soul that has grown wiser, radiant with light, strong enough to keep walking, and gentle enough to love life fully. Life is a process of constant change. Douglas MacArthur. No moment ever repeats exactly. No dawn carries the same golden light as yesterday. It is within this endless transformation that we grow, stumble, and learn to rise again with deeper eyes and a wider heart. Change sometimes arrives softly like spring rain soaking the soil, but other times it crashes down like a storm that shakes even the deepest roots. Yet, if we learn to listen and accept it, we will see that every shift carries a quiet message. Adapt, learn, and never stop moving forward. Change is not the enemy, but a silent teacher. Thanks to it, we discover the true value of steadfastness amid uncertainty and the meaning of faith when everything around us seems to spin out of control. Each shift in circumstance is a fresh chance to rewrite our own story, to paint new colors onto the unfinished canvas of life. And when we view life as an ever-moving journey, we stop fearing the crossroads, stop mourning what is gone, and walk forward with calm certainty. For in that flowing current, what matters is not freezing everything in place, but keeping our soul flexible enough to adapt, brave enough to evolve, and hopeful enough to believe that after every storm we emerge stronger and more steadfast. The person with a positive mindset sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. Winston Churchill. A person with a positive mindset is like a traveler who sees with different eyes that look not only with sight but with belief. They can perceive what is hidden behind the veil of reality, like spotting tender green shoots rising silently from cracked, dry earth. Where others see only obstacles, they see hidden doors. Where others hear the wind howling through cracks, they hear the soft whisper of hope. This is not foolish daydreaming, but the quiet power to sense the unseen faith, willpower, love, strengths far more enduring than anything we can touch. That is why they achieve what once seemed impossible. Not because their path has fewer thorns, but because they walk with an entirely different spirit. Positive thinking is the lantern that glows through the longest night, the sail that catches the wind on open seas, carrying us forward when adversity tries to hold us back. When they fall, they do not see an ending, but only a comma before a brand new chapter. When they are turned away, they do not call it defeat, but a lesson that sharpens them. Their power lies in believing in what does not yet exist, daring to plant seeds before any harvest is in sight, and tending their dreams with every beat of their heart. In this ever-changing world, positive thinking does not banish the storms, but gives us the strength to walk straight through them. It flings open doors to possibilities we never even named, lifting us to heights we once could not imagine. And slowly the word impossible begins to melt away, replaced by victories built from faith, persistence, and the bright, unquenchable flame of optimism. A self-reliant, positive, optimistic person who works with unshakable belief in success will naturally draw good things toward themselves. He will attract the creative power of the universe. like a mountain standing tall beneath the vast sky, weathering wind and rain alone, yet hiding a warm spring deep inside. Self-reliance means never waiting for the world to clear a path. It means stepping forward on your own 2 feet. A positive, optimistic spirit is like the first light of dawn, scattering the mist of doubt and turning every challenge into a lesson, every setback into a stepping stone. And when they work with rock-solid faith in success, that faith becomes a quiet yet unstoppable force, driving them forward until the very end. This inner state creates an invisible magnetic pull. Just as a magnet draws iron filings of the same frequency, they draw opportunities, kindred spirits, and favorable circumstances. Because when someone radiates positive energy, they do not only change how they see the world, they change how the world responds to them. Firm belief unlocks creative ideas and fresh solutions that a pessimistic mind could never discover. We may call it the creative power of the universe, yet in truth, it is simply the beautiful harmony between human will and life's own positive laws. When we live and work in that spirit, every action is charged with focus and passion. We no longer labor in fear, but in joyful anticipation. And gradually, good things arrive not by chance, but because we have become ready to welcome them. A self-reliant, optimistic soul filled with trust is fertile ground where the seeds of opportunity easily take root, reach for the sky, and bear the sweetest fruit of success. Whenever a negative thought about your own abilities surfaces, immediately speak a positive thought to drive it away. A gray cloud drifts across a clear blue sky. It whispers that we are not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy enough. If we stay silent, that cloud slowly covers the light, weighing down our hearts and slowing our steps. But the moment we answer with a strong positive thought, everything changes. A powerful affirmation such as, "I can learn and grow, I deserve this chance," is like sunlight slicing through the clouds, ripping away the darkness and restoring the sky to brilliant blue. Positive thinking does not deny difficulties. It chooses to see ourselves with fair, hopeful eyes. When we reply to that negative voice with fresh belief, we reclaim mastery over our own mind. That is an act of courage, choosing to lead ourselves with encouragement instead of letting fear take the wheel. Little by little, those words of self-kindness become habit, then become inner strength. We no longer tremble before challenges because we know that every doubt can be transformed into fuel. Life will always have shaky moments, but our mind does not have to shake with them. Each positive thought we voice is another brick in the solid foundation of self-confidence. Do not create obstacles inside your own imagination. View every so-called obstacle lightly. Minimize them. Difficulties should be studied and solved effectively to remove them, but they must be seen for exactly what they are. Never inflate them with fearful thoughts. Some obstacles do not even exist in reality, yet they grow enormous inside our minds like shadows stretched long by the setting sun. We imagine failures that have not happened, criticisms never spoken, and then build an invisible wall right in front of ourselves. In truth, what exhausts us is not the situation itself, but the way we choose to see it. Therefore, stop creating barriers inside your own imagination. Learn to view those obstacles lightly, shrinking them down to their true size like holding a stone in your palm and realizing it is far lighter than you once believed. Difficulties are a natural part of any journey, like the curves on a long mountain road. They deserve careful observation, thorough study, and clear-minded solutions. But above all, see them for what they truly are, problems to be solved, not terrifying monsters. When we blow them up with fearful thoughts, we accidentally hand them extra power they never deserved. Fear acts like a warped magnifying glass, making everything appear far larger and more threatening than it really is. But if we stay calm and rational, every difficulty becomes a puzzle with a solution waiting to be found. We can break it into smaller pieces, understand its roots, and unravel it step by step instead of panicking at the whole picture. When fear no longer rules the mind, we suddenly notice that many obstacles are merely doors, left slightly ajar, waiting for a gentle push. And when we face them with clear vision, courage, and practicality, the path ahead grows brighter and lighter, so we can walk with steady faith and a heart free from the shadows of worry. positive thinking will help you do everything better than negative thinking. Zig Ziglar. It is the light that shines on everything we do, making each action clear and alive with energy. When we approach a task believing we can do it well, our mind opens creative pathways, our heart fills with passion, and our hands work with total focus. Negative thinking, on the other hand, is like thick fog blanketing the road ahead. It makes us hesitate, doubt ourselves, and waste energy before we even begin. The very same challenge faced with two different attitudes can produce results as different as day and night. When positive thinking leads, we discover opportunities hidden inside difficulties and lessons waiting inside every mistake. Instead of saying, "I can't," we tell ourselves, "I will find a way." That small shift in thinking creates a huge difference in action. Positive thinking is not pretending everything is easy. It is choosing to believe we have what it takes to learn and grow. Thanks to that choice, we become more persistent through obstacles, more flexible when adjustments are needed, and stronger under pressure. Negative thinking drains our strength before we even try, while positive thinking supplies the energy that keeps us moving. It is like the wind that fills the sails and carries the ship across the waves instead of letting it sink beneath fear. When we cultivate positive thinking every single day, work becomes not only more effective, but our entire spirit grows lighter, more confident, and brimming with hope. And it is in that beautiful state that we accomplish everything better, not only with skill, but with unshakable faith in ourselves. When you are passionate about the work you do, you will feel a source of positive energy. It is very simple. Paulo Coelho. Each morning you wake up is no longer a heavy duty, but an exciting invitation. You step into the new day as an explorer, not someone being forced along. Passion is like a quiet fire glowing inside your heart. The more you nurture it, the brighter it burns, warming even the most tiring moments. And from that fire rises a natural flow of positive energy, gentle yet unstoppable, helping you focus deeper, create more freely, and persevere longer. It really is that simple. When you love what you do, you stop watching the clock and lose yourself in every small detail. Difficulties stop feeling like burdens and become thrilling challenges to conquer. You gladly learn more, do a little extra, think a little deeper, because your heart is moved by genuine desire instead of pressure. It is the beautiful harmony between heart and work that creates this current of positive energy, a state in which you feel truly alive and fully yourself. When passion leads the way, you are not merely completing tasks, you are creating real value. Every achievement brings pure joy, and even the smallest progress fills you with quiet pride. That positive energy does not come from outside and needs no faraway search. It is born from the deep connection between you and the work you have chosen. And once you understand this, you realize the secret is never complicated. It is simply doing what you love and loving what you do. The difference between winning and losing often lies in not giving up. Walt Disney. It is a tiny moment. The moment you decide to keep going or to stop. Not giving up is that thin yet decisive line. On the road to any worthy goal, everyone faces moments of exhaustion, doubt, even the urge to quit. Failure can arrive like cold rain, soaking your faith and making your steps falter. But the winner is the one who still takes one more step, however small, when everyone else has already turned back. Not giving up does not mean blind stubbornness. It means staying true to your goal while remaining willing to adjust your path. Like water flowing patiently through rocky gorges, it does not need to be stronger than the stone, only more persistent. Every time you fall and rise again, your willpower is forged a little stronger. That persistence builds quietly, creating an inner power no circumstance can easily break. Victory often arrives only after many moments that felt like total defeat. If you stop too soon, you will never know how close you truly were to the finish line. Therefore, what truly separates winners from the rest is not where they started, but their ability to hold on to faith and keep moving when the path grows hardest. When we choose not to give up, we move closer to victory not only over the world outside, but over the limits we once placed on ourselves. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns or rejoice because thorns have roses. Alphonse Karr. We can complain about the sharp thorns that prick our hands and resent that beauty always comes with pain. Or we can smile because among those dry, hard thorns bloom soft, radiant, fragrant roses. The difference lies not in the rose bush, but in the way our heart chooses to receive it. Life is exactly the same. Rarely does anything truly good arrive perfect and flawless. Success carries pressure, growth carries stumbles, love carries moments of hurt. If we fixate only on the thorns, life appears full of irritation and unfairness. But if we turn our eyes toward the flowers, we realize those very challenges make the beauty far more meaningful. Thorns protect the roses, difficulties temper the human spirit. Because of the imperfect parts, we learn to treasure the gentle, precious moments even more. Choosing to rejoice because thorns have roses is not denying pain. It is deliberately focusing on what is truly worth cherishing. That is the positive way of living, finding light inside darkness, discovering hope inside hardship. When we shift our perspective, the whole world seems to transform along with us. And then, instead of walking with a heavy heart, we walk with gratitude, grateful that in a life full of challenges, roses are always blooming vibrantly, waiting for us to pause, admire, and cherish them.